Hello. Last weekend I was at a Course in Miracles festival in Germany, and a friend of mine, Armin, was speaking there, and one of his sessions he was leading. He did this very interesting um, exercise that I didn't know much about and I'd never come across before, and Armin got me to point, and this is my finger here, point away from myself and focus on something that has some contrast, some color, and then gradually bring my finger towards me, and then you get to my knee, and as you can see here, I'm pointing to my chest, and I can see my finger still, and I can see the contrast, and I can see the color, and then I move my finger right up until I'm looking right at myself, and I'm pointing at myself. And we just had that experience, and that experience was interesting. There wasn't any words I could really put to it, but afterwards we had this meditation, and part of the meditation obviously was some silent moments, and in that meditation with my eyes closed, I looked down at my hands, and I could see in my hands that I had a mask, like a silver mask, and I realized that mask was my face. And my immediate thought then was, okay, well, where is my face? Where's my head, if that's it in my hand? And then I had this sensation with my eyes closed that there was a ball of light where my head was, and there was no head there, and it was just radiating out. And then with my eyes still closed, I looked up and I saw that everyone else was the same. Everyone else in the room had a ball of light for a head, and they didn't have any head. And it was only after the meditation someone else in the group asked to know a little bit more about this exercise where you're pointing at something and you're pointing towards yourself. And Armin explained that this was an exercise designed by Douglas Harding, and Douglas Harding has these exercises where you get a sensation that you don't have any head. In fact, he's got this whole idea of the headless way. If you want to have a look at it, it's headless.org, and that website explains many more exercises. But his idea is that we don't have a head. You're looking at me right now and you think that this is my head, but my experience at this other side is that I can see this pink bit here, and I can see two of them, and you're calling that my nose, but all I'm seeing is a little pink thing, and what you're seeing is two eyes, but I don't have any perception from this side that I'm looking out from two eyes. I just have one eye, if you want to call it that. But he would even go as far as to say that the only people with faces are those people we see from a distance, and then when we get closer to them, even if we're taking a photograph with them in the camera, we get closer to them and we see parts of their body, and if we get right up close to them, right up to their skin and even further, they don't have a head. The closer you get, the head disappears. And of course, he argues as well that he's no longer alive, Douglas Harding, but that quantum physics and physics in general prove that, because the nearer you get to yourself, basically you're getting beyond the atoms and molecules, and you're getting down to space. And what is it there but nothingness and everything at the same time? And from that exercise, I've had moments, quite a lot of them actually, where I kind of wake up and I realize that I don't have any head, or I see myself as this ball of light. And what's beautiful about that is then I don't have a disconnection to the world in the same way, because a mask can be like a barrier, and in that moment it's almost like there's no separation between who I am, this head radiating light, and who other people are and the world around me. And also for me, it had a symbol of being a powerful being, which we all are, and radiating that outwards. And so I've had a few meditations and exercises related to that, and I just find it fascinating. Fascinating, the idea that we don't have a head. And what we see when we look at other people is something from a distance, but as soon as we get close to them, right up close, obviously their head disappears. And I have really no proof that are sitting here right in front of you now, that I have a head. Now you might find that all strange and funny, and somehow it's not easy to put into words the experience, but maybe give some of the exercises a try. Go along to the website headless.org and see for yourself. Thought I'd share that experience, and maybe it takes you out of your mind, out of your head, and maybe you'll lose your head as well. Thank you.